Dear friends, welcome to the second part of my presentation. The second domain is affective domain and the third domain is psychomotor domain. They classified teaching objectives into three domains in 1948 at Boston City. In these three domains, Benjamin S. Bloom explained cognitive domain, David R. Krathwohl explained affective domain, Elizabeth Simpson, R.H. Dewey, and Harrow, three educationalists, explained the psychomotor domain. The cognitive domain is related with the head, the affective domain is related with heart, and the psychomotor domain is related with the hand. H, head, H, heart, H, hand. For our remembrance, we remember like this three H's, or H cube. Okay. The cognitive domain, we can also call it as cognitive field. In this, we have 6 objectives. One is knowledge, understanding, application, analysis, synthesis, and evaluation. Generally, we think knowledge is very important. But when we observe this picture, Bloom arranged these objectives from least complex to most complex, like this. So knowledge is least complex, but the evaluation is most complex. See, they arrange in the form of steps. Knowledge, comprehension, we can also say understanding, application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation. I would like to give you an example relating with the complexity. Generally, we think knowledge is very important and the evaluation is least complex, not that much important. But I would like to give you an example. By this, you will understand which one is more important. So, this is 2. Okay, 2 is a number. Just knowing it is 2 is knowledge. When I give 2 rupees coin to a small boy, maybe age about 7 years, when he identified it and if he said, oh, 2 rupees, that is understanding. Okay, if I tell him to buy something, he will go to the market or a pawn shop or any chocolate shop, and one chocolate is 1 rupee, then he bought 2 chocolates. So that is called application. After he bought the 2 chocolates, he has to check. If he check with 1 rupee, 1 chocolate means 2. So this is called, I got 2 chocolates because I gave him 2 rupees. This is called analysis. And keeping the 2, joining together and bringing to his house is called synthesis. Suppose if I ask, what did you do with 2 rupees? He said, 2 chocolates I bought. Then I said, oh, these chocolates, how much each? If you say each one is 1 rupee, and if I say it is not good, then if he explained, no sir, 1 chocolate is cost about 1 rupee, I bought 2 chocolates, so you gave me 2 rupees so that I got 2 chocolates. So these are good chocolates, I like. So this is called evaluation. So if you think which one is important, just knowing 2 is knowledge, but supporting, evaluating, judging about his buying about 2 chocolates is very important. So Bloom arranged these 6 objectives in increasing order of their complexity. Knowledge is least complex and evaluation is most complex. Generally, in higher education institutions, when we give the question papers, it is better if we give application, analysis, synthesis, evaluation related questions. Okay. And so what is knowledge? It's the lowest level of cognitive domain. At this level, students are expected to remember, recall, recognize, retrieve information such as facts, terminologies, definitions, rules, principles, etc. And coming to the understanding, this level requires that students not only remember information but also understand it and be able to explain or express it in their own words. And the third objective in this domain, application, refers to the ability to use learned material in a new and concrete situation. So application is nothing but applying acquired knowledge and understanding in real situation. And coming to the fourth objective, analysis, it refers to the breaking down of information material into their component parts, examining such information to develop divergent conclusions. So when they develop divergent conclusions, then we can say it is analysis. NEI, assess. Assess means big thing, NEI means breaking. Break the big thing, take small each part and observe each part. That is called analysis. And coming to the fifth objective in this domain, synthesis, it is creatively or divergently applying prior knowledge and skills to produce a new or original whole. So developing new thing comes under synthesis. And finally, evaluation. In this evaluation, students will judge. Objects written at this level require the student to form judgment and make diction, means projection, about the values of methods, ideas of people or products that have specific purpose. When we come to the affective domain, this domain is explained by David R. Krathwohl in 1964. In this we have 5 objectives. One is receiving, responding, valuing, organization and characterization. Again, this also Krathwohl arranged in the increasing order of their complexity. If you see this picture in my laptop, receiving is at least complex stage and characterization is most complex stage. Okay, so here remember this domain is related with the heart. As I told you before, we are unable to measure exactly because it is related with the heart. Receiving, for example, student received you, sir, please come in. We don't know whether he is really receiving us or not with his full heart. Responding, suppose if you say, do it by tomorrow, then student says, okay sir, I will do it. He responded well, but we didn't know whether he do or not. And valuing, organization, characterization. So all these 5 objectives related with the heart, we are unable to measure exactly. So relating with the characterization is the most complex objective in this domain. So what is character? Character means practicing values in our daily life is called character. What is a value? According to N.D. Bond, values are mostly accepted statements. For example, some people says we should always say truth, but few people says truth is not good, we should say lies. Maybe university which tries the thieves, in that their concept is we should not say truth. But in our university we used to say we should say truth. But these people are very less. Okay, this type of people are more. So more people accepted statements we call as values. When we come to the receiving, the key feature at this level is that of students exhibiting a degree of open-mindedness. We can say like that for explanation about receiving. Coming to the responding objective is active participation on the part of the learners. When they actively participate, we can say students are responding. Coming to the valuing, the value a person attaches to a particular object, phenomena or behavior is called valuing. And organization values into priorities by contrasting different value, resolving conflicts between them, and creating a unique value system comes under this organization. Coming to the characterization, individuals have a value system that controls their behavior. I told you before, practicing values in their day-to-day life is called characterization. Okay, the third domain in Bloom's taxonomy is psychomotor domain. Psychomotor domain. See, we use electric motor to pump out water from the well or bore to fill the tanks. That motor is nothing but movement. That motor works with the help of electricity. We call electric motor. Example, auto moves from one place to another place because of the diesel. We say diesel motor. But this movement is related with the psyche, okay, mind or brain. So because of brain it is moving, we call psychomotor domain. In this we have 5 objectives. One is imitation, manipulation, precision, articulation and naturalization. Again, this domain is explained by Elizabeth Simpson, R.H. Dewey and Harrow. These people also arranged these 5 objectives from least complex to most complex. If you see this picture, you can understand this picture. Least complex to most complex. Imitation is least complex and naturalization is most complex. Okay, right. So in this naturalization, I love this objective very much. What is naturalization? Naturalizing the person. Okay, so I will explain each objective. Imitation means learners observe a skill and attempt to repeat it. First they observe the skill and they repeat it. Because of the repetition, they acquire the skill. See, if you see small babies, they bring some leaves and they put in small cups something. They prepare like this. If you ask them, what are you doing? They say, I am preparing food. Because they used to observe the mother's activities and they also imitate the activities of the mother. Coming to the manipulation, the student is required to perform selected actions from written or verbal directions. Okay, so when we give some directions, students are required to perform the actions. That is called manipulation. This is a little bit difficult than imitation. I told you, least complex to most complex. When we go from imitation to naturalization, complexity gradually increases. Precision. At this level, learners independently perform the skill or produce the product with accuracy. Precision. They do the things, but they do the things with more accurate. See, generally, if we want to eat, what we say, noodles outside, we prefer certain shops because they do very well. So they do with precision. Everyone do in the market, but some people do with accuracy that we like. So that is precision. And when we come to articulation, the skills are so well developed that the individual can modify movement pattern. So after learning of the skill, they do in their own way, creativity, in a creative manner that we can call articulation. And finally, naturalization. I told you before, this objective I like very much. This we have to create in the students. Naturalization means, suppose if I feel thirsty, I drink water by myself. No need to tell by others. I drink by myself. Okay, it is because it was naturalized in my body. When I feel hungry, I try to eat food by myself. Okay, no need others to tell about that. Okay, so that is called naturalization. In short, I would like to explain this in one word. One acts without thinking. One acts without thinking is called naturalization. It means student by himself naturalized to study. Okay, so he has to fix a timetable for his study hours, and if it is 6 o'clock in the timetable writing some work, so he has to start by himself to write that work. So that is called naturalization. So no need to tell the student study, read, no need to tell all these things. So if we make studying naturalize in their bodies, students never do bad activities. Okay, wherever they were, they do their best in studying. So these are the objectives in the three domains: cognitive domain, affective domain, and psychomotor domain. So in cognitive domain, we observed 6 objectives, affective domain 5, psychomotor domain 5. The total 16 objectives we have. But remember, because affective domain we are unable to measure, we have changed the 5 objectives into 3 objectives, which are, we made them measurable. Okay. So remember, see here, in cognitive domain, out of 6 objectives, we have taken 3, knowledge, understanding, application. And after that, in psychomotor domain, again we have taken 3, attitudes, appreciation, interest. We mixed the 5 and we made it into 3. And the total psychomotor domain, it means 5 objectives we consider as a skill. So finally we have 7 objectives. Finally we have 7 objectives. Right. So what is knowledge? Suppose if I say student acquired knowledge about profit and loss, what does it mean? Do you observe any change in the body, in the face, if you acquire knowledge? Sorry, we are unable to find. But if we know the specifications of that objective, we clearly understand what is acquiring knowledge about profit and loss, for example. Okay, so to know better, we should go to specific objectives, or we can also say specifications. Okay, specification means to state definitely. To state definitely. So knowledge have 2 specifications: recall and recognize. Recall and recognize. So I would like to give one example for these 2 specifications. What do you require to write on the whiteboard? Just think, recall. If you say whiteboard marker, that's right. That is recalling. So recalling definitions, recalling principles, recalling formulae. So all this comes under recalls. It belongs to the objective knowledge. And if I show the whiteboard marker and ask you what is this, if you see by seeing this, if you say whiteboard marker, then it called recognize. Recognize. I want to give you one more example for this to make you understand more better. One is the Gandhi Mahatma's birthday. If anyone recall, 2nd October 1969, very good. He recalled the date. Suppose if I ask 2nd October 1969 whose birthday, then he recognizing the date. If we say Gandhi Mahatma, then it is called recognizes. So like that, understanding have some specifications. The first one is translate. Translate. If the student translate, then it means he understood the particular concept. Suppose if I put like this, I ask what is this? If the student said plus, some people, if he not educated, if he is he may say cross or something, some other. But a mathematics student immediately say it is plus. If I say like this, the other students who didn't know about this, they say 2 dots, 1 line, something like that. But mathematics student translate this symbol into a meaningful words, divided by, like that. This is called translate, relating with mathematics. When we come to language, Suppose if I say, what is this? The student translates this into A. Chemistry student, if I write like this, English student says C and A, but chemistry students say calcium. So that is called translation. And the second specification in understanding is, second one is Cite's illustration. He will give examples by his own. And C's relationship between cause and effect. The student, if the student understand, he see the relation between the cause and the effect. And student compares, okay, 8 and 10, student compares like this. Or he can also do, he can compare the lesser one and the greater one. He will put the symbol like this. 8 is less than 10, so that is comparing. Classifying, classifies. So how many operations in mathematics? Primary operations, 4 types. Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. That is classifying the mathematical operations. When he understands, he only classify. And explaining in their own words. If you explain about a concept and ask any one student to tell again, then he will use his own words if he understands. Okay. So by that we can know whether the student understood or not. Interprets, solves the problems, and knows limitation. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 specifications in this understanding. Okay, when we come to the application, again we have some specification in this. One is analyze, formulate hypothesis. Hypothesis is a tentative statement. Okay, so when student formulate hypothesis, it means he is applying his knowledge and understanding in the real situation. So establishing relationship between cause and effect. If you see relationship between cause and effect, it will come under understanding. But if he established by himself or herself the relation between cause and effect, it comes under application. And select the right theories for making conclusion. This is one specification of application. Gives reason. If you ask why did it happen, immediately if we have a knowledge and understanding and applicative capacity, then he will give the reason. And also makes observation to test hypothesis. Okay, that is also comes under this application. Predicts things by observation. He can predict. Prediction comes under application objective. Okay, so and I told you all the psychomotor domain, the 5 objectives we consider as under skill. Okay, the skills are 5 types of skills we have. One is observation skill, manipulating skill, drawing skill, and reporting skill, and collection and preserving skill. Generally, this collection and preserving skills comes mainly used by the biological science student. They collect and preserve some specimens. Okay, so reporting skill is very important. Okay, reporting is very important. Drawing skills are important. So this is the 4th objective. First one is knowledge, understanding, application, and we put psychomotor domain objectives into one as a skill. And the 5th one is appreciation. In this appreciation we have 4 specifications. Properly adjust with the society. That is appreciation. Many of us unable to appreciate others. Remember, when you appreciate others, automatically you will get happiness. Only the person who feels that he is meek, it tells the humility of the persons. Okay, so he will definitely adjust with the society. Remember, the person who cleans our classrooms and ourselves, when we compare, the Central University of Odisha paying to him and to me also, so that there is no difference. Only we are doing different works. That's it. Okay, so we have to respect others, appreciate others. That is the first objective. The person who have appreciation objective in mind, he adjusts properly with the society and derives pleasure from development in education, and when he hears new things, new inventions, he feel happy, expect good discoveries. He always have positive thinking. Okay, always positive. He thinks in a positive, and also respect the scientists. respect the scientists. Okay, all this comes under, all these are the specifications of the objective appreciation. I told you the affective domain, we congested the 5 into 3. Okay, the another one is sixth objective interest. Participate, the person who have interest participate in discussions and in seminars. That is first specification. Try to know about scientist histories. Second specification. Participate in the activities of management clubs or science clubs or mathematics clubs. Write articles to the newspaper. Remember, the person who have interest want to contribute something to the knowledge world. So writing articles in research journals comes under interest. Those who published, it means they have interest in that particular subject. Those who didn't have interest, they never contribute any articles to the research journals. And feel happy by observing the activities took place in the society. When you see the activities in the society, you feel happy and develop scientific habits. So all these 6 specifications comes under the objective interest. And the last one is scientific attitude. He respect the teacher. If the student have scientific attitude, he respect the teacher. You no need to tell him, say good morning, good afternoon. You no need to tell. If he likes your subject, if you develop scientific attitude in the students while you are teaching, then automatically student respect you. And the second specification, recognize the relationship between cause and effect. So I told you, when he sees the relationship between cause and effect, it comes under understanding. When he establishes the relationship between cause and effect, it comes under application. And when he recognizes the relationship between cause and effect, it comes under scientific attitude. And postpones the decisions when there is no enough witness. If anyone tell, immediately he never believe. If you have scientific attitude, he will search whether it is true or false. Unfortunately, many leaders depend upon the hearings, depending upon the other people talk about. They never search whether it is true or not. Simply they believe and they punish, and or they develop some grudge in their mind. We should not do like that. The persons who have scientific attitude never take decision if there is no enough witness. And the fourth one, does not agree or disagree with the valid reasons. Fifth, never believe taboos. Okay. So now a time coronavirus is ragging in the world. They never believe myths or never believe fake news. Okay. And the sixth one, shows strong commitment to do observations even though those are difficult to do. Okay, completion of the syllabus, even if it is difficult in this short period, the person have scientific attitude, definitely finish and make the students successful in their career. And the last one in this, that means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, seventh one, seventh specification in scientific attitude, knows the wrong effects happen when the results of observation not correct. So while he is doing research, while he is doing his homework, if he did any wrong, he can understand what the results of observation not correct. If his assignment is not correct, he knew that what will happen to him, or how it decreases his scores. All these things will come under scientific attitude. Okay. So by this I would like to finish my presentation. Thank you for your patient listening. And in this juncture, I would like to thank our Registrar and Vice Chancellor heartfully. And I also extend my thanks to my wife and my daughter who helped me recording this video. Thank you very much.